And here we are. We are back with segment 2 of the Remax Magnolia Real Estate Show with myself, Curtis Pope, and the star of the show, the one and only Michele Cummins, who now is going to take control because it is a stat show.
Well, I love your voice way better than mine, Curtis, but since I don't have to hear myself right now and I just get to talk.
Should I go top up my coffee?
Yes, I think
is this a good time to do that? I know you always have lots. It's always amazes me how you can get through the stats, as much information as you can, as quick as you can.
I try. It's all about information.
It is.
Wisdom, knowledge, understanding, and I hope to give you some. So before we get into the stats, though, a few more things about how to get the best price for your home.
Right.
So how do you do it wisely? So realize first that this is a partnership between you and your agent, who is going to be, at the end of the day, the one responsible for negotiating the highest price possible. And before they can negotiate that, there's a lot of work to be done, and that's where the partnership comes into play. So you having the mindset as a seller to get whatever needs to be done. That's why I say try to let the stress go and just take it on and say, this is my greatest, I'm gonna make more money because I'm gonna put the time into this thing. It'll help you. So have your agent in to get their advice, like I said, first on what needs to be done. They might have a stager come in like I do that helps give advice on that. Remember, you're selling to move, so minimize, number one, by getting boxes and start packing. Label them, throw them in the garage. Organize them in the garage.
The garage is my favorite part of going to an open house because it's usually absolutely full.
Yeah.
The house looks beautiful, and then you open the garage door, you go, they're like everybody else.
Yeah. And I mean, you could get a bin or a storage facility, or if you have a trailer, you can put it in the trailer. There's solutions, but hey, it's okay to stack it in the garage as well. Okay, so you want to minimize, and remember the drone video, the photographer, the cinematography walkthrough video, the Matterport dollhouse walkthrough. All of that really doesn't show the nicks and crannies and the paint deficiencies. So if you can't get to it before the media, if it's all about timing of when you're going on the market and your realtor advises, you know what, we really should get going on this day, by this day. Listen to that, and you can do the paint after you do the photos. As long as it's minimized, furniture's in good location, other things are done. But yes, you might need to do some painting and everything. If you have more things to do than you can handle yourself because you work full time and this and that, there's a company called Prep and Sell. There's other companies too, but we've had Prep and Sell on the show. Mm-hmm. Remember, Curtis?
I do.
About a couple years ago, I think.
It's been a while now, yeah, but I remember we had them on, yeah.
Yeah, and they are a company who will come, assess your property, and give you a quote, and they will take care of everything, and they are quick and they're fast. So that kind of a company would help. And again, hand it off if you need to. It's worth it. So those are the things that you really want to do. You have to have good curb appeal. So the time that you go on the market will determine how many other comparable properties are on the market when you're going to go on the market. And you want to shine. You absolutely need to be the best one out there. So that's A, curb appeal. B, all your photos and all the presentation, the marketing, the exposure of your property is so important to have all the marketing materials correct and looking better than anything. Your remarks and all the data being proper. If there's a feature sheet, a bullet point feature sheet in the home for buyers to take. So a floor plan, have to have a floor plan. If you've got an acreage and there's a site plan and there's a site plan with the well, where that is, where the septic is, building permits that you have on your property, even your occupancy permit, everything and anything you can provide the buyer for the day they walk through the home. That's either there on the table, because we provide that as good agents. We provide that online to other agents, buyer agents to see, but they may not bring it with them for their buyer and the tours. So as a listing agent, you want to make sure you have that available there at the home. So when buyers come through, if their agent didn't bring anything with them, they got it all there. Because when a buyer has confidence in your property, seeing that you've maintained it and you care about it and you care about the sell and your realtor's serious and giving good information and more than the typical listing out there, they're going to think of your listing more than any of those other listings. They're going to have more confidence in it. And anytime a buyer has confidence and is thinking of your listing more than others, of course they're going to want to write an offer on your property over another one. And it's going to be a stronger price because there's that confidence in it. So all that information that you could provide, cross the T's, dot the I's, God is in the details, and do more than what other listings are doing. So I really push that on you. If you're a seller, these are really great basic things to get top price so that your agent could negotiate the highest price at a level that's already higher, because the buyer's expectations are already high and they feel great and they're willing to put in a higher price. So the more it looks well maintained, I should say, then the better offer you're going to get. So that's a few of the suggestions I have. And now let's go into the stats, because everyone's a dun, 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 dun.
Little drum roll.
So stats came out on Tuesday, June 4th. Okay, so spring inventory continues to build in the Fraser Valley to levels not seen in nearly 5 years. Slower seasonal sales helped build inventory to its highest level in September of 2019 in the Fraser Valley. In May, creating more balanced market conditions for home buyers and sellers. The increase in supply over the past several months has further contributed to a softening of price growth, which is good news for buyers. So active listings increased 8% from April to May. That's up 42% over May of 2023, so last year, and 19% above the 10-year average, which is interesting. Sales, however, remained seasonally slow, with 1,517 transactions on the Fraser Valley Real Estate Board's multiple listing service. In May, up 3% from April, but down 11% compared to May of last year. So May sales were 21% below the 10-year average. So we are seeing an influx of inventory this spring, primarily due to slower than usual spring sales, said Jeff Chada, our chair of the Fraser Valley Real Estate Board. He continues to say growing inventory levels are helping to create a healthy balance in the market, giving buyers more options, especially as prices continue to flatten. So going into benchmark prices for overall Fraser Valley for single family detached homes, it's at $1,530,000 right now. Townhouses are at $853,800. And apartments are at $555,000. Now, going into Abbotsford, okay, this lovely city, detached homes benchmark prices right now at $1,240,900. That's up 3% from last year and only up 0.3% from the month before. Townhouses is $669,900. That's up 8.6% from last year and up 0.7% from the month before. And apartments, $451,800, up 8% from last year and up 0.1% from the month before. Mission detached benchmark prices at $1,046,700. That's up 1.3% from last year, but down 1.7% from the month before. Townhouses, $674,600. That's up 6.8% from last year and up 0.8% from the month before. Apartments, $452,000. That is the same as last year, funny enough, and it's actually down a little bit by 0.5% from the month before. White Rock, South Surrey, detached benchmark prices, $1,946,600, up 2% from last year, but down 0.8% from last month. Townhouses, $977,000, up 2% from last year, down 0.5% from last month. Apartments, $644,000, that's up 3.7% and up 1% from last month. Langley benchmark prices are at $1,653,000. That's 5.5% up from last year and up 0.4% from month before. Townhouses, $875,000. That's 5.8% higher than last year, 0.8% higher from the month before. Apartments in Langley are $620,000. That's 6.3% higher than last year and down 0.1% from the month before. And then we've got, let's throw in a little bit of a North Delta. I know it's a town, city people kind of throw into Surrey, I know, but it does have its stats on its own. And detached benchmark prices in North Delta is $1,440,000. That's up 3.6% from last year and up 1.3% from the month before. And townhouses at $955,000. That's up 0.2% from last year, so not very much, and up 0.5% from the month before. So it actually went higher from last month than it has in the whole last year. And apartments, $587,000, up 2% from last year, but down 0.8% from last month. And the city of Surrey combined altogether, we've got detached benchmark at $1,663,000, up 2.6% from last year, up 0.4% from the month before. Townhouses at $887,000, up 2.1% from last year, down 0.4% from month. And apartments, $548,000. That's down 0.1% from last year and down 0.6% from the month before. So, got a hit for the apartments in Surrey. They've actually come down. Okay, so that's the stats for the Fraser Valley Real Estate Board. And if you see, I've got the whole stats, of course, on my website. Just reach out. Go on my website at michelecummins.ca if you want to see them. It has tipped from April, May to June. It's tipped into the balanced market, as the report said there, but it is still a strong and good market. And I always say, if you're able to buy, you can buy, you should buy. And in your time and in your life, quality of life, if it's ready for a move, you got to do it, and you should do it. Now, if you leave the Fraser Valley, though, it may be hard to come back into the Fraser Valley. So consider that if you're thinking about moving out of the Fraser Valley. And any other questions you have, feel free to reach out. And yeah, those are the stats.
All right. Now, you probably have some listings you want to talk about, I'm assuming.
I do. And how kind of you to ask.
Just assume.
So we got coming soon. I got a listing at 32873 4th Avenue in Mission. This is a charming character home. It's 3 bedrooms on the main level. So like a rancher with a walkout basement that has a suite. It's got back lane access with a detached garage. Again, it's adorable character, and it's zoned a duplex. Or you can rezone to small 3,000 square foot lots. It's up to you. $935,000 is the asking price for that adorable place. Then I've got a one-of-a-kind end-unit townhome in Mission. It's number 41 at 32361 McRae Avenue. It's a 3-bedroom, 3-bathroom. It has a double side-by-side garage and an extra long driveway, which is very unique to that complex. And most complexes, you can actually fit a truck in the driveway, and you still have a side-by-side garage. And it's backing onto private ravine, so you have a private backyard. So imagine a townhouse. You think a townhouse complex, when do you ever have really privacy? This place has it. It's actually really adorable, and it is really one of a kind when I say that. It has one of the biggest kitchens. They have a 10-person table in the dining area. Yeah, so it's a big kitchen. It's nice size. And that is going to be listed at $625,000. That's a steal of a deal. That's a very good price, especially for such a unique place. That is great resale value. Okay, so a new listing I just posted a few days ago in East Chilliwack in Promontory, Sardis area. It's a brand new home, custom modern build. It's at 5283 Highview Drive. It's a corner property, and it's got 2 suites. So it's a 2-story with a basement and beautiful garage door, custom, very unique quality materials used, and 2 suites. So the corner is way easier for access and parking, so that's great. Others in the area are in the 1.8 range and have sold in the 1.8 range. We have listed this at just under 1.7. So this, again, is a very good deal. We are having an open house tomorrow, Sunday, from June 9th, between 11 and 1 p.m. And Kelly Robertson will be hosting that one. And then I've got open houses that Jim Minshaw is hosting for me today and tomorrow at 31725 Oyama Street in Mission, which is one of the highest end, better location proper areas and neighborhoods in all of Mission. And that is from 11 to 1 p.m. today and tomorrow. And then he's hopping over to my listing at 33519 Cherry Avenue in Mission, between 2 to 4. So you can go to both of those today and tomorrow. See James Minshaw there. He always has snacks and refreshments. He's always fun to chat with.
Sometimes he shares them too.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And you can ask him to sing you a tune, and he doesn't mind singing you a tune. And these are both custom build homes, and they each have, I think, 4 kitchens in them, like a walk kitchen in one, and then there's, a couple suites. There's a carriage house on the Cherry one, plus the suite below, plus, amazing. So go on to my website, see the video and the tour and the floor plan and all that, and then go out and have a look for yourselves.
Sounds good.
Perfect.
All right. So anything else we have to cover?
That's it for today.
All right. So we're good to go. People want more information about everything we've talked about, stats, listings, all that. Where can they go?
RemaxMagnoliaRealty.com.
And join us again next week when we will talk real estate in order to unlock your real estate potential on a show where real estate is maximized. Thanks for listening.